Hi everybody. So for this last video, one of the things that really stuck out with me as far as something that I would like to pull up from early childhood music education and apply in the older grades would be something very simple, and it's just allowing the older students the same amount of time, the same amount of opportunity to be creative, to be creators, and to explore. I feel like the older students get, the less and less time we devote to exploration, creativity, not necessarily always creativity, but um, definitely exploration is when it comes to music, but rather a lot more time is given to strict, rigid lessons where, they might be learning about music history, they might be learning about music theory, which is all really important too, but from my perspective, when I really try and stick to those, I get more resistance, I get more pushback from my students. And so that's just the main reason why I've tried to give them some more freedom, some more opportunity to create and to share what they've created with their students. They love doing that, with their classmates, rather. One of the ways that I've done this, and so this would kind of be touching on the way that I would um, draw things from my own classroom that would help to accomplish this. And one of the things that I like to do is various composition activities with them. Um, and I will present some parameters that they have to follow, but for the most part, during this process, I'm just there to answer any questions that they might have if they hit a roadblock. Um, and so I do that in a traditional way where they have to write out the music notation. Um, Once they've done that, they might choose a melody, then they have to find an instrument that they want to play on or they can sing, um, and then they perform it for the class. And they seem to really, really enjoy that, and they'll work on these activities for extended amounts of time and they won't get bored with it. Um, Another one, after I've done the traditional notation, writing it out by hand, I give them an opportunity to see how a modern composer would write music using music notation software. And so they pretty much do the same thing, but they really enjoy exploring that whole aspect of it and sort of using trial and error to navigate that type of a program after I give them a brief tutorial of how to use it. And then lastly, which is one that I've just recently started to do with my sixth graders, and that is something that actually ties into the real world for them because a lot of them listen to a lot of rap music and hip hop music and music that has a lot of electronically based sounds that are created. And so there's this really, really awesome website called soundation.com where it's basically a sound library of hundreds of different patches and samples that the students can, they click on whichever ones they like, they can hear what they sound like, and piece them together and create their own composition. And I've only done this 1 week so far with my sixth graders, and they've absolutely loved it. And so, from my perspective, I think that's probably the most important part. Um, Something that could be taken from early childhood music education practices and pulled up to the older grades because um, for the younger grades, everything is really based on exploration. Why does that have to stop? Why does that stop when they get to fifth, sixth grade and older? Why does it have to? Why do things have to change so much? Yes, they are getting older. They are progressing as far as their musicianship, but things can still be um, presented in a way that lends itself to exploration and creativity. Because if they feel like they're actively creating something, they're going to be more interested in it. They're less likely to act out in class or, misbehave if they're engaged that way. Um, and it also goes back to something I said in the previous video, which is um, not thinking of children as being inferior. If we give them the opportunity to show us what they can do, that's a very good thing for their development. And so, on that note, I would like to sign off, I guess, for the last time. Um, as I said before, this was an absolutely incredible course, and it was really nice to meet everybody. And I hope to interact with all of you in the future. And best of luck to everyone. Take care.